By subscribing today, you get the Fisherman Magazine every week, the chance to enter the Dream Boat Challenge, and unlock the great features of the new Fisherman website.
Toby Lapinski from the Fisherman Magazine, the managing editor of the New England edition. And today I'm going to be going over some of the preparation when you review all your plugs, your lures, your leaders, your rods, to make sure everything's in tip-top shape. So let's start off. First thing you're going to want to look for, make sure your leaders are good. The lines get frayed. You get a fish, takes you down on the rocks, looks like this, toss it. Leader's cheap, go with a new one. Last thing you want is be hooked up on a fish of your life, have your leader snap on you. Another common mistake people do is they continue to fish plugs once the hooks are rusted. They figure they're expensive hooks, on and on, they don't want to change them out. Well, hook gets rusted, it gets dull, it can break. They're cheap enough in the grand scheme of things. If you lose your big fish, based on that, you're going to wish you paid the 30, 40 cents, whatever it may be, to get that new hook. Again, going through, you want to check metal lip lures, through-wired plugs, check that your swivels are in good shape. If your swivels are straight, corroded like this, you're going to want to replace them. You can pick up new swivels, wire, cheap enough. It takes a few minutes, rewire your plugs. Again, you don't have to worry about failure. If you're using cut hooks, you want to check the seam, excuse me, the cut on the hook. See if it's corroded like this one is. This one's ready to get changed out. One thing that a lot of people forget to inspect when they're prepping all of their gear is their guides on the rods. They can get nicked, chipped. Quick way to cut your line. Simplest way that I've found to check that is to take a Q-tip and just simply run it right through. Run a couple of circles around, push it through. If it catches, if it hangs up, a little easier to do without the line through there, but you still get the job done. Again, if it catches, you know you've got a nick, that guide needs to be replaced. Either you do it, take it to one of your local tackle shops, they should be able to take care of it for you. You want to inspect your reels, make sure that everything moves smoothly. Everything's oiled, you've got grease where it's needed. Check your drag. Is your drag sticky? If it's a self-service drag, change those washers out yourself. If it's a reel that you have to send in service, get it in for service so that when that big fish takes your bait, your reel is in top performance. You're not going to lose it because the drag sticks, you break your line. And the last thing I'll do is I'll tie off my line and walk off at least a cast, maybe a cast and a half of what you imagine in your mind a cast would look like, and just walk your line off, let it run through your fingers, and look at the line. Look for any nicks, marks, cuts, anything that just does not look full strength. Cut your line, you get it out of there so you don't lose that big fish because your line breaks. So when you finally hook up to that fish of your lifetime, often it's the little things that go wrong that make you lose that fish. So for the little bit of time that it's going to take you to go through your gear, check all your lures, your line, your rod, in the end, it's well worth it. This is Toby Lapinski with the Fisherman Magazine.